up, everybody?
Yo, what's up? Episode 120, and we are here early today on the stateside, and I think a regular evening time over there in Europe and Western Africa. But welcome. Thank you for joining us to the show today. We have a extremely very special guest, as always. And wow, I can't believe we are up to episode 120. It's kind
I
of
know.
crazy to think about. But
We're
yes, the
fully
first
in the
time us
books.
having this is our first time having a guest from Africa on the show live with us. So that is really cool. We had to start the show a little early and make sure that everything was going to go through well, but everything's going well. I didn't know if that we were going to be able to do it, but a place so far away, that's just how my mind works. I'm such a boomer. But
Is it
yeah,
America that far?
yes, is it? Yeah. Anyway, so I'm really excited for this show. But please, if you don't already, please follow us on all of our social media platforms. We have a Facebook. Please give us a like. We have a YouTube. You can click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. So when we have a live show, you get notified. Please, all of the engagements really help. If you like what you're hearing, leave a comment, share it. We have an iTunes. If you also like what you're hearing, you can listen to it while you're working. Give us a 5-star rating if you like it. Give us a review. We really appreciate that. And we also have a Patreon. You can be a Patreon member for as little as $3 a month. We offer exclusive content on Patreon. We do bonus stuff with our guests where we watch sections with them or we watch old parts and they do a commentary on it. We do inside outs, which are trick tips. We do three pieces. So we do, we have exclusive content. You can do that for as little as $3 a month. And every month we do a random giveaway for our Patreons. And you could win something from our online store, a hat, a mug, a shirt. So $3 a month, support the program, get yourself in like a random drawing. Oh, look at you. You got everything going. You got the whole
Yeah,
outfit going.
we got it all going. Boom.
Yep. So that's my spiel. Thanks for listening to it. Thanks for listening to it.
I'll give a quick shout out to our two new Patreon supporters this week. We have Eric Dranginis and Jimmy Pancakes. Favorite meal of the day? Billy, definitely your favorite meal of the day. Breakfast.
Jimmy Pancakes. I mean,
Pancakes.
breakfast is my favorite meal of the day. Pancakes, that's only on special occasions,
Oh, really?
It's it's too sweet. It's a sweet treat. I'm trying to get healthy out here, man. I'm getting old, Austin. I'm trying to keep skating.
Just stick to the potatoes, the eggs.
No, you got to keep it green. A green plate, lots of different colors. Eat the rainbow. That's what I say.
I like that motto. It's a new Billy for 2022.
Yeah, I mean,
We have a WTF this week. This one comes from Mr. Josh Weaver with another trick that probably has no name. If you know what this is called, like a soul training wheel with your toe bent the wrong way. I have no idea. Bill, you have any idea?
no, but it looks tough on the knee.
I know. My right knee
Uh,
cringes thinking about that.
that's so sick though.
It is really sick. And he does a little swivel out.
Looking like Sagona. And
Sweaty
wow, look at those
Antonio.
skates. Those skates look good too. Holy moly. This guy's on fire. Shout out to Josh Weaver.
That wasn't why we picked the clip, by the way. I chose the clip before we realized he had Mesmers on.
Yeah, Austin chooses the WTF, so it's not biased. I didn't do anything.
No,
I
super,
just agreed.
super sick trick. If anyone knows what this is called, let us know.
Yeah.
And
What kind of name what would you call that? Huh.
it's like a training wheel, but not really.
I feel like I'm gonna go try that today and get hurt after this, but we'll see.
I didn't get hurt. Does my volume sound all right, everyone? Everyone said my volume was a little low, but on my end it shows that it's good. Let me know if you hear me. Mic check.
Yeah.
Mic check. 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I mean we did the little test beforehand. Everything cool.
Yeah,
Give me
but
give me
we
a
gotta
thumbs
listen
up.
to the audience.
Yeah, give me a thumbs up in the chat. I haven't actually. We went on a streak where I used to check with the audience to make sure the volume was good because it was always different on the live stream compared to how we tested it beforehand. So let me know if you hear me still or not.
Yeah,
We
guys,
appreciate
in the
that.
comments, let us know. We got to hear Austin's voice.
Okay, there we go.
Clear. Oh, it's a lot better.
Thanks, Sam
Cool.
from Ghana. Says a lot better. Okay, cool. Perfect.
Thank you.
I want to give a quick shout out to an event happening next week, Blade Havasu 8. If you're on the West Coast or in the States anywhere, want to travel to a nice, cool, chill event, next weekend, February 25th to the 27th in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. It'll be a nice little event. It's the 8th annual Blade Havasu trip. Really chill park. There'll be camping. There'll be a bowl contest, a best trick contest. There's a lot of fun stuff happening that weekend. So check it out if you're in the area. I have a link in the description of this video to check out the website and get more info on it and be a part of the Facebook group too. So you join the chat if you're looking for a ride or something like that. Hit somebody up. That's Blade Havasu 8. And
a lot of people are going this year.
A lot of people go every year.
Walt hit me up. He's going this year, but Joey from Hawaii is going.
I forgot he was going. Damn.
Yeah, he's flying there from Hawaii. That's pretty wild.
I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss Joey.
I'm gonna miss it too. It's my brother's bachelor party. So
oh yeah, that's right.
I'll be doing that. Mm-hmm.
I'm broke, so I can't make it. But
shout out to everyone at Blade Havasu because
kill it for us.
Yeah.
Kill it for us.
Sure.
For anybody who missed it, go check out our last episode 119 with Philip Gripper. We had an awesome chat with Philip. Great guy. Lots of love, especially in the comments and in the live chat and everything. I just want to give a shout out to some comments from last episode. James Garland says, yes, let's get some demos done. Get more visibility and interest in the sport. People need to see how awesome this sport is. We had an awesome chat about doing demos across the country and ways to teach and educate people on skating throughout the country. And Philip was involved with some of that. So we had a nice little talk about it. It's a very interesting topic. I think it needs to happen more as well. So hopefully we see more of that in the future because this sport is growing and there's more people all over the world getting started with this. So
yeah, it's cool to really see a lot of the first timers that have been. I see a lot of clips on Instagram, like suggested clips of people that have been skating like just a few weeks, just a few months, and just like learning how to skate. And it's really cool. It just like reminds me of like, oh, I remember learning that. I remember learning those things. Like just those. It's really exciting in the beginning when you're learning skating.
Yeah, and it's interesting for us too. I mean, like I said before on the show, skating with people who just started, having to think about tricks that pretty much become like second nature to us over again. It like really makes us think about it too. And it's just a learning experience for everybody. But yeah, everybody, if you haven't seen it, listen to it yet, go check out episode 119 with Philip Gripper.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Should we get moving with our guest? Anything else?
No, I'm really excited to talk to our guest.
Me too. This is going to be a good one. This is well overdue, this episode. Everybody, please welcome Mr. Let me get the crowd going. Mr. Dan Ogbogu. Oh no, this isn't right. There we go.
Yes.
Hey, I hope
Dan,
it works.
How you doing?
Great.
It's really cool to have you on the show, and it's been cool to, see everything from you, like in the growing skate scene in Africa and everything that you've like been a part of and helped grow from Streets of Lagos to everything. But I'm curious, like I know you're relatively new to skating in terms of like how we all know it, but you've been doing it for many years now. So how did you get started, and what was your first time being exposed to skating?
So interestingly, my journey was, I don't know how I'm going to describe it, but it was like very, very funny because I used to play basketball in uni and in university, and I had issues with the fact that like sometimes when you work on your game and you come to play with like homies on the court, and then they probably not at par with your gameplay, and then like you might work so hard on your dribbles and your crossovers and everything, but in terms of the communication, it's not working well because you have to depend on the other person's understanding. So it was pretty hectic for me, whereby I'm like, I work so hard on my game, and then if the team doesn't work as much as I do, then we're not actually going to like progress. So I was looking for something that, I can pour, whatever I pour into, I'm going to get like instant result back. So I met this guy in my university who stays in the same hostel with me, and he was riding K2 freestyle skates. And I never like knew what rollerblading was, so I just approached him and said, how do you like move on this thing? How is it possible you're like going backwards and like things like that? And he was French, but he spoke English, and he was just telling me that like it's not a big deal, that like it's just like dancing basically. So I thought about it for some while, because I was like, should I do this or not, or let me just focus on basketball? And one day I just made a decision to like do it. But then the only issue was finance because I didn't have money to buy a pair of rollerblades. So it was a very big decision. Like, okay, do I really have to get the skates or just forget about it? So I had to make a really huge sacrifice, which was to use money for my tuition that semester to like buy a pair of rollerblades, which was totally
Wow.
insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I just made that sacrifice, which was stupid because like, my parents were like expecting me to like pay for my tuition and like, be studying and doing stuff. So now like here I am, I can get like a large amount of money and I give this dude and I trust him and then he takes me into the town and there's really no skate shop because I schooled in Benin Republic, which is a small country that shares the same border with Nigeria, but they are colonized by the French, so they speak French. That's where I did my university. So he takes me to this shack somewhere in the market in town, and there's this dude who gets like secondhand clothes, shoes, bags, just random stuff that comes from overseas, and he also gets rollerblades. So he speaks to him in French and tells him, "Does he have a big size skate that would fit me?" And I was like, okay, if this guy doesn't have this skate, then I'll get my money back, and I'm like going to pay for my tuition. I'll forget about this
Yeah.
skate, So I was having my fingers crossed, like, okay, if this doesn't work, then I'll still have like I wouldn't have caused any havoc. And the guy was
Yeah.
like, we. And I was like, we, c'est ça, there's like a big skate here. And I was like, oh, okay. And then he brings this huge Salomon, freestyle Salomon skates. They were not aggressive, by the way. They were just freestyle skates. And I was like, whoa, like, that's really beautiful. And I try it on. He's like, I should try it on. And I was like, I've never, like, done it before. And then I put my feet in the skates and I tripped. And, like, everyone in the shop just laughed because I was, like, tall and falling, having a thunderous slam, and everyone was like laughing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit embarrassing, but the French guy who brought me was like, "I'm brave." Like the fact that like I can even put my feet in it and stand means I can actually get good at it. So I took his word for it. We bought it, and I went back to the hostel, and I now tell him, okay, so I bought the skates now. What does this entail? How do we do our training? He was like, don't bother me again. I don't have any business with you. And I was like, so confused, like, yo, I'm getting skates because I saw you skating. I need you to give me tips. It's like, he's not giving me no tips. And I was like, it's very stupid. Like, I see you doing something I like, and I'm asking you to put me through, and you're like, no, you don't want anything involved in it. And I felt like, did I just like make a very foolish decision to like invest in something that like I don't even have any idea, what's gonna happen or something like that. So I was really sad, and I was like, oh, should I go return the skates back or what? So I just like, calmed down and like put my feet in it and like just started trying in the hostel. And my colleagues and my mates were just laughing. They're like, yo, this is just so dumb. It's for kids, it's for children. Like, you're not playing basketball anymore. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, this is just dumb. And I was like falling everywhere, like hitting walls and things like that, which was like so hilarious. But
Yeah.
then, like, there was just something about rollerblading. It's like it's a humbling experience. The fact that like when you put your feet in the skates for the first time, it humbles you. It just tells you that like you know you just have to bring yourself to this very humble feeling. Like just block all the negative energy around you and just like focus on what you're doing. And that was the first lesson I learned from rollerblading. And I just kept at it and kept at it, kept doing it nonstop. And before you knew it, I was even skipping classes to like practice rollerblading, and it was so insane. So I was like, okay, I haven't paid for my tuition. They can't let me take some courses. So I'm like, okay, fine. Maybe I'll just make my major rollerblading. So, so
Wow.
I was just like, I was just like, I just focused on rollerblading. So I was rollerblading like every day, nonstop. And I had some friends in the hostel. There's this guy called Chuksokere, who was Nigerian, who's a friend of mine who just got admission in school and used to rollerblade and like was seeing me doing stuff, and he was like, yo, I know how to rollerblade, and seeing Chooks also rollerblade, was also motivation because I was seeing someone who was like really good at movement, and like I was hanging out with Chooks for a while, and then I found out that there were also a couple of other guys in school who also knew how to rollerblade, but like they didn't rollerblade. They were like they knew it, and they were kind of like, okay, we don't have skates, so we couldn't do it. So it's like me rollerblading sparked up interest. Like all the people want to get into it because now it's looking like this new cool thing in campus. So a lot of people are like, oh, I really want to join you and start skating too, and that was just it. Like I sparked like a small little community in the university, and like we all started skating together and started doing stuff, and that was how it started.
Wow.
What a
That is
story.
such a really incredible, captivating story. Like everything from how you had to get the skates and then your mentor was like kind of like after he took you there, he kind of like let you go and you had to figure it out on your own. And yeah, to use your school tuition for that is so that's just so wow, what a wild story.
Yeah, straight
Um
up.
there's so many questions I have, but one of them is so after the guy said, "Oh, I don't want to teach you, leave me alone." How did you start first, like discovering what was happening on skates? Was it like through Instagram? And how did you start kind of connecting everything together with like the difference between aggressive or like freestyle or the different kinds of, you know what I mean? Like, how did you discover getting into that?
So it was a really long time before I even knew that like there was a larger world of like rollerblading out there. I didn't even know it was something big. I was just doing it. I wasn't even filming or doing anything. I was just like skating. Like that was what I was enjoying. Not I didn't know anything about the history or who the, like nothing. So I
So
was
cool.
skating for like yeah I was skating for like a semester, like that whole semester, because I didn't go for classes. So I was like, I was in school, but I wasn't going for classes. I was just like rollerblading. So I was doing that for a very long time, and my progression was like enormous. So um, some dudes were looking at me, and then there was this guy in my hostel called Gideon, and he like just told me, "Yo, Dan, like I want to tell you something." And I was like, what? And he was like, why not like start filming your skating and things like that? I was like, no, 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 no. I don't really need to film stuff like that. He was like, have I heard of Instagram? And like, I should Google it or YouTube and things like that. I was like hesitant. I was like, I really don't, because I was on Instagram. I was on social media. So I was like, worried about those type of things because like it's really scary what you hear about like the internet and things like that. So I was skeptical about like checking them out. But Gideon kind of like told me I should just type what I'm doing there. I just typed skates because I didn't know it was called rollerblading. So
Yeah.
roller skating turns up, skateboarding turns up, then you see rollerblading turn up somehow, but like it's called like inline skating or freestyle something. So I now started like researching on YouTube, and then I come across Greg Missourian's freestyle videos for rollerblade, Greg Missourian, and I also come across Nick Lomax's Auburn freestyle skating for power slide. So those videos were like you know, what the first videos I got to see because I was doing freestyle skating. I was on Salomon skates. So I was seeing them skate freestyle skating, and watching those videos, you know how YouTube works is like there are other pop-ups related to the post that you're watching that they refer to you. So I now start seeing some other posts of like the same inline skating, but like they're doing stuff on rails, and I was like, "What the heck is this?" I was like, "Is this the same skates I have on?" I'm like asking questions, so I'm now like digging deep and researching and like researching. So the Niclomax, Greg Missourian, I'm now seeing Niclomax do aggressive rollerblading and he's grinding on stuff, but I'm now like curious, like, I mean, is it the same skates or what exactly? So I was just watching those videos, but still curious and still staring at my skates because, there's no one I'm going to ask these questions to. It's just like new to me. So I just told myself, okay, I now go to meet the French guy, and he's like, he doesn't want to talk to me again. I was like, why? He said, because I'm better at him at skating now, so I'm trying to like call him out so I'll do a trick he can't do. So I was like, no, I'm not trying to like put on a show or brag or stuff like that. Like, I just want to ask a question. Like, I'm seeing this type of skating. Is it the same as this? He's like, no, like that one is dangerous. Or it's like witchcraft or like some really hilarious stuff he's telling me. So I was like, okay, let me go to the shop I bought the rollerblades from, the Salomon skates from, and ask the guy if he has ever seen anything like that. That's like an aggressive rollerblade, like anyone grind on a rail or on a ledge, or whether their skates meant for that. So I take a bus down to the market. I meet this guy who I bought the skates from, and I show him the video. And the first thing he said is, "Do I want to die?" I was like, why would you ask me that question? He was like, can't you see these people are crazy? They're like jumping off buildings and like jumping on rails. Why would I want to start doing that type of stuff? I should just focus on what I'm doing now and remove my mind from that. And I'm like, but this is interesting. Like, I mean, it's real. He was like, no, like those skates. He was like, those skates don't run fast. Their tires are small. I was like, yeah, but it's cool what they're doing. So he was like, do I want those skates? I was like, yes, I want them. I want to see how it is. I want to know how to feel. I want to, know what it's about. And he calls us out. He calls us outrageous amount of money just for me to get those skates. And I was like, God, like, am I gonna use another tuition money to get like? And he's like, well, if you want it, you pay that money and you get it. And it was a large amount of money. So, anyways,
What skates were they?
Anarchy. One of those old retro blades was called Anarchy.
Whoa. Did we lose him? We lost Dan.
I think we lost him.
We lost Dan.
Anarchy.
I never heard of that.
First of all, no, we got to get him back in, but I'm already so captivated by his story. It's
I know.
insane.
He was saying that he went to another country to get skates. That's what he was saying, right?
He said he was on the borderline and he had to go like to this other town. Did he say it's another country?
Yeah, let me see.
I'm trying to keep up.
Here we go. You back?
Okay,
So yeah, can you hear
the
me?
Anarchy skates. Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead. The Anarchy skates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there were Anarchy skates, like really weird, and I don't know. They felt really different from the Salomon I was riding, because the Salomon I was riding was like soft boots, really comfortable, but this one is like hard boots, and you can't really turn easily like you would with the Salomon, and it felt like really different. So yeah, I had to like make another sacrifice and like take some money out of my accommodation and like buy. So at this point, I was like, the joke, like just a big joke, seriously, because it was like the most stupid thing anyone would ever do. Like, you're supposed to be getting a degree, and here you are doing something that you have no idea about or know where it's going to take you, and you're putting so much time and investing so much energy training and doing things, and then you really like, I don't know what I was thinking, seriously, but I was doing it, and it was fun, it was great, and yeah, that was just how I started trying stuff out with the anarchy skates, and I was watching videos and tutorials, front sides, back sides, so grind, and they were really, really difficult to learn at first, you know. And due to the fact that like I was really curious, it became quite of a problem with the other skaters I was teaching in university because, you know, for them, they basically just wanted to have fun on skates, you know. And for me, I was like a mad scientist who's like trying to like figure out stuff.
Yeah, go all the way, huh?
So yeah, so it wasn't really turning good on them because then I'm like throwing myself over obstacles, getting injured, getting bruises, and then they're like, this guy must be really crazy. Like there's something wrong with him upstairs, you know. So a lot of them like stopped hanging out with me and stopped skating with me. I thought that like I was like mentally unstable because I wasn't like going to classes. I was even like having a place to sleep. It was like so funny. And meanwhile, my parents were thinking, "Oh, my son is in school. He's like studying hard. He's like doing great. He's like amazing. He's the best son ever." And I'm like right there being a mad scientist, like trying to do stuff, you know. And it was so hilarious because now I'm alone by myself figuring stuff out. And when I call homies to skate, it becomes a problem. And they're like, I should not bother them. Like it doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. So I basically just started researching and skating by myself all that time. And then I started, you know, Gideon, you know, I just gave what Gideon said a shot and turned on an Instagram and started posting on Instagram and Facebook. So that was how my journey started. So now I'm like, oh, I have to make sure I learn this trick today and post this trick and then tag whoever. But then I didn't really know much about hashtags, anyways. But I was just like posting. So one of the people that I know that like followed me from my social media documentation journey when I started in like I think when I actually started posting on social media, it was like 2017, 2016, thereabout. And yeah, Philip Moore was like the dude who actually like followed me when I started, you know, because I was then he was writing Shadows, and I was always chatting with him all the time. You know, shout out to Philip Moore. So I was like chatting with him on Facebook, and then he was seeing me grind on the anarchies and also try to grind on the freestyle skates too. And he was telling me, "Oh, jump both feet up to lock, put your body this way." You know, Philip Moore was like, "I should put my body that way. I should put my body this way."
Oh,
And
cool.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So then I made a video part, like a small video part. I think it's probably lost somewhere. It used to be on YouTube though. But I made like a small edit, and it was such a big deal for me then because I did a 540 down like a I think a 7-8 stair set, and that was like one of my biggest dreams ever, like spin 540 off a big stair set. So I had like one of my friend Solomon who was just like filming me with his phone. So I was just like doing the little tricks I could do, the freestyle Markio, and then just jumping because I like jumps. So I was just doing a lot of freestyle jumps, and that was it. I just made like a small edit. I put my name there, and then I sent it to Philip. And Philip was like, "Yo, this is insane!" You know, like the edit and everything. So he, you know, reposts and shares, and I think friends of his now started like checking me out, and that's how I started getting to know other rollerbladers. You know, so it was like Philip Moore was basically the guy that like really came through with the exposure for me to like get myself out there in the community. So that's how it started. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It's so
That
sick
is
with
such an yeah.
yeah, with technology now that you were able to get mentored by somebody in California when you were in Nigeria, but the person who actually got you on skates wouldn't even help you. Like, like that's crazy that you could do that now. And it's interesting to hear how like ostracized you were when you started skating, and it seems like you are now. Is it still the same way? Do people, like, after many years of rollerblading now, do your friends and family still like give you shit pretty much for rollerblading, or they look at it differently now?
Well, I'll put it this way. It kind of feels like I'm a monk in a way. I know it sounds hilarious, but like that's just how it feels. It kind of feels like I'm a monk who's like who came down from like from a Shaolin temple, something like that, and it's like
Yes.
trying to like blend in with like people in the normal world, and then you're like zen about everything, and you respect nature, you like respect life, because what you're doing is like this really little thing that has like really huge impact on the environment, but then nobody sees it. So it kind of feels like I'm this weird zen monk who's like goes places and looks at things from a different perspective. So that's just how it is, kind of like a hobo in a way. And yeah, it's still like
That's
that.
that's cool. No, but I know what you mean. Like it's like skating is kind of like I've said it a few times. It's kind of like a martial arts, like where you're just like start off as like a novice and progressively like get more into your craft and whether it be like a Zen way or in the way of martial arts or just like getting it. But that's really cool. That's a cool perspective. I know I discovered you for the first time on Instagram, and when I first saw you on Instagram, it was you didn't have aggressive skates, and you were doing tricks, and it was mainly for like the. It seemed like you were just enjoying skating, like for the pure way from before discovering the culture, like you were saying before knowing that there were people rollerblading or that there were tricks and like everything, this whole history behind it. Um, but it eventually got to the point where you had Dom West and come out and Philip Moore is like teaching you. How did it get to the point where Dom West like reached out and wanted to come out for Streets of Lagos?
Yo, like Dom West is like I would still say Dom West is still like recent. That's like Dan, an evolved Dan from like way back to now. So it's like
Yeah.
so much crazy things have already happened. So let's go back to like
Okay.
um to like trying to graduate from uni first,
Okay.
and still like rollerblading pretty much.
Hmm.
So like here I am, yeah, still rollerblading, doing stuff, and then like I hit a wall, which is like, okay, what do I want to do with my life? Am I going to like be a rollerblade street performer or be a graduate? So um, it was really hectic because then I now started messaging Philip and I was asking questions like, um, can you make a living from skating? Like I love skating so much. Like what's it gonna be like? Like I want to drop out from school and things like that. And Philip was like, um, just do you, bro. He was like, do what you want to do. And do you is not an answer. It's like you're still the one who's going to make that. It's just the one who's going to make that choice and make that decision, pretty much. So yeah, I decided to get back to it and finish uni, and I graduated. But that was like some years after my mates had graduated. But anyways, I still graduated, and I'm leaving Benin Republic to Lagos, and my home is Lagos, Nigeria. So here I am in Lagos, Nigeria. New spots, new environment, new aesthetic. Things are different, and I'm meeting. I just got to find out that there's like a huge rollerblading community in Lagos, like massive, like thousands of skaters. It was like
Wow.
what, you know.
That was
I was
insane.
like, I was like, I'm in like a skate mecca or something. Like it's so cool. Like I was like, where will I meet the skaters? And they were like, I should go to the National Stadium in Lagos. So I come to the National Stadium in Lagos, and I found out that like there are actually so many rollerbladers in Lagos. Like, and they had various rollerblading clubs. There were like
Wow.
4 or 5. Yeah, there were like 4 or 5 rollerblading clubs that already existed in Lagos already, and they were highly competitive, like highly competitive. Like most of these kids were doing like crazy things, like really crazy things that like most of the top pros in America were doing, but
Wow.
it wasn't documented. Like no one was filming it, no one was documenting it. They were just doing it and battling between themselves, just like their own small community. So there was like no filming, no pictures. Everyone was just like coming and skating hard and doing really nasty, crazy things. Like for
Wow. I love that.
example, yeah, like for example, there was this one that I witnessed whereby they made a huge ring of fire, and then they parked a
What?
car close to the ring of like a car close to the ring of fire, and like this dude like skated through the ring of fire and like went over the car with a 360. It was so insane.
Wow.
And I,
That sounds like a movie. Oh my god.
yo, it was real. It was real life, like real life stuff. Like Nigerian rollerbladers were already doing this as far back as like 2016, 2017. That like I was really home, and I was like, geez, this is insane. Like I used to think that like, I was good at skating, but I was like, these guys are like, who are these guys? And it was so insane. And then these clubs are like, we're better jumpers than you, we're better this than you, and then I'm like, I'm like, okay, maybe I should make friends with a couple of these guys. The interesting
Yeah.
thing about it, the interesting thing about it was the fact that like I had already started my aggressive rollerblading journey, but nobody in Lagos was doing aggressive rollerblading, so it was pretty new. And my approach towards skating was different from theirs. For them, their style of skating was freestyle jumping. Freestyle jumping is a big deal for Lagos skaters. Like freestyle jumping and skitching, road skitching, is like the top
It's
things at
insane. I've
Lagos.
seen it. It is so crazy looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
they sketch backwards and stuff. It's insane.
Like multiple
Like
people.
exactly. Like when it comes to sketching and freestyle jumping, like Nigerian rollerbladers are like really vast at that. So you know, I didn't really know how to sketch aggressively the way they did. I'll just call it aggressive sketching, pretty much. So I
Yeah.
really, yeah, I really didn't know how to like sketch the way they did. I mean, I could hold on to a car, but like a car running like 100, 150, 170, and you're like still sketching on it, and like you're even like bending so low, you're almost like under the car and like doing some nasty stuff. I'd never like imagined myself doing things like that, but these kids, like 10, 11, 12, 13, they're already like doing that type of stuff. And they were so wild because most of those rollerblading kids were from the ghetto. So they were so wild that like sometimes if you beep at them or try to hit them, they started carrying this type of like rubber pipes that they use for a sink. They will like grab those pipes and carry it on them when rollerblading. So anytime someone tries to be really rough at them, they will like whip your mirror or whip your glass or like whip your head out of the car
Oh
if you're
damn.
trying to like
Wow.
hurt them. So they were like very dangerous and like very like were really really crazy. So I mean, some of them come from the hardest and toughest place, so they're like really loud and really rough. So me trying to blend in with them and trying to like um, get in that community of theirs was really hard because one, I was more subtle. I wasn't rough and
Yeah.
uh, so they saw me to be like the weak one, and they told me, "Guy, if I don't step up, like I'm gonna die skating in Lagos." And
Oh no, we lost him again.
I lost him again. Did we lose? Oh,
No, you're here somewhere.
okay.
It just resets it, I guess, when that happens. But damn, I was gonna ask about the sketching too because
I need to keep hearing this story. We need him back.
I know, because every time
I'm captivated.
Every time I think about sketching, I think about like New York City. I think most people probably think about New York City because you don't really sketch many other places, but they sketch like crazy out there. Hold on, we got Dan back in here. There we go. It's all good. You're back.
We got it. You're back. Let's go. Let's pick it up from there. So you were saying they were like they were okay.
Yeah. So they told me that like if I don't step up and stop being soft or being all nice, like I'm gonna die rollerblading in Lagos. Like they just told me that and like walked out on me like get out, dude. Like you're soft. So I was really worried and scared. I was like, wow, like this is really intense because in Lagos we don't have good roads, which is one of our biggest challenges. So our roads are rough. Drivers are really reckless. So even pedestrians get killed by cars. So talk less of rollerblading. We don't even have sidewalks. So it's like a death race pretty much if you're rollerblading in Lagos. So yeah, I now like make friends with a couple of these kids, and I remember one of them was Tosin Ijimakinwa, who became a really close friend of mine, and we still talk, but we're not as close as that, but we still talk.
I know.
Oh, lost him again.
We lost him again, right in like the juicy parts of these stories. Like
it's because he's so far. That's why.
Is this what we're gonna blame it on?
It's a lot of miles, man.
The fiber optics need to step it up. This technology these days.
It's a lot of work. Yo, this is crazy. Especially like him saying like when we were like young skating in New York and sketching, like we would be a little rough and like a little.
I thought so too.
Wild. But you saying they're like if people they're like hit the people in the car. And
yeah, they have
like
weapons pretty much.
Yeah, wow. I mean. It just sounds, and yeah, the fact that like you could die too is just so wild. I'm sorry, you were saying?
I really don't know why the server is really bad, but I'm sorry. This is Nigeria. Crazy shit happened here, so
it's all good. It's all good. Just keep it going because this is interesting as fuck. I make friends with Tosin, and Tosin is like really wild. He's one of those guys who like is like ready to fight and like break someone's head if you try to say stuff. So he was a really tough kid. He's one of those daredevils when it comes to sketching, and he just became like my coach and was like teaching me how to like sketch on cars. Sometimes someone is like, don't sketch on my car, don't hold my car, and they would like hold the car and want the person to do his worst, and they're like, do your worst, like turn the person. They were like so wild, and
yeah.
I was rolling with them and like moving with them for like a while, learning how to actually navigate through Lagos in the most aggressive way possible, to not like do some really crazy things and like things that could get you arrested, but like it was so wild, and that was it. I was having a different perspective on skating. This was completely outside what YouTube was showcasing and outside what was on Instagram. This is like Nigerian rollerblading. This is something that like doesn't exist. It's like different, So that was it. Like I was getting myself immersed in how to actually move through the city, and I learned that style. Then it got to a point, and I told them that like, okay, with this intense energy you guys have and how brave you guys are, why not try aggressive rollerblading? And they were like,
makes sense.
And yeah. And they were like, in Nigeria we speak Pidgin English. I don't know if you've ever heard of Pidgin English. So in Nigeria, when someone is telling you stuff and like you're really not interested, you say something like, "Oga, no stress me, Joe, no worry me." So like, that was what they always like. They're like, "Oga, no stress me," things like slangs and things like that.
Pidgin English is like in Jamaica, right? They use Pidgin English in Jamaica.
Yeah, but theirs is different from ours. Ours is like different. The Jamaican one is patois. It's like also different. So
Patois.
ours is,
Oh yeah.
yeah, ours is different. So
Okay.
that was it. And luckily enough, I was able to convince Tosin to like start doing aggressive rollerblading. So me and him were like, with the knowledge we have of the streets, we started playing around with stuff. So it was just me and Tosin for a while, and
Oh geez. Damn.
Gotta bear with them. You
We
gotta
got-
bear with them.
I know we got to bear with the Nigerian internet.
This is real deal aggressive rollerblading though. Like
I
we
was about
thought
to
we
say.
did like aggressive rollerblading. This is like in its true form. Like it's super aggressive.
It's like how us New Yorkers, we used to think like Californian aggressive skaters had it so easy. It's like nice weather, like perfect spots. Like you drive from
Yeah.
spot to spot. And we're like, nah, New York, it's rugged. We like skate everywhere. Like no spot's
Yeah.
perfect. And then there's like Nigerian skating, which is
Yeah.
like that on an absolutely another level. We have Dan here, I think. No, maybe not. Maybe we'll try again, Dan.
But it's wild though to think of like that there's no sidewalks and like people even pedestrians like die like in New York to a smaller scale like every now and then we hear about like cyclists passing there's like cyclist accidents all the
Yeah.
time and things like that, but you just look at some of these videos of how they're sketching and like how the traffic moves like in Nigeria. I mean, even when we were in like certain places in Europe, it like moves way different than it does in the States. It's just like much more like aggressive and
Yeah.
so I could even imagine that with no sidewalks and like combine it with the sketching and like all like the wildness of it just being like super intense.
And like unpaved roads and everything.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Dan.
yo, I'm really so bummed this is cutting off. I'm so sorry. Whoever is watching, I'm so sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. You're here.
yeah.
That's what matters.
Okay, so here, yeah. So me and Tosin basically were on this journey, exploring and doing stuff, and then I'm unlocking certain tricks that like people in Nigeria probably wouldn't have thought about because they're just so used to the freestyle jumping and skitching because that's their MO. And then I started doing tricks like wall rides and magic slides and things like that, and some pretty some certain techniques that it's an incorporation of freestyle and aggressive together, and it was like mind blowing for most of these other freestyle guys who are at the stadium, and seeing Tosin also learning those things with me, and both of us like doing it also made some other guys like want to get involved and like jump on it too, and that's how aggressive. I started pushing their whole aggressive rollerblading thing. I was like doing it for a while, and like people were trying to get involved and like trying to push. But the only issue was Tosin didn't have an aggressive skate. I was the only one who was riding the anarchy. So most of the tricks I was practicing, he was trying to do it on freestyle skates, and it was really challenging for him. But he tried. Like he was able to still do a frontside on freestyle frames. And was really cool. So even I myself, my anarchy skates started wearing off at some point, and some of the other kids also want to try it, could not because they also didn't have aggressive skates.
Aggressive
So
sketching.
yeah, so yeah, I post on Instagram like if my skates bad or something like that. I tell Philip more, and all of the homies, and like, that's when Philip Moore, Ryan Lowry of D-Mag as of that time, and Maul Ashby, a couple of homies, and like the whole New York homies, most like them precisely, kind of like came in and okay.
Well, we can hear you at
We
least.
still hear you.
Yeah, but power out here though. I mean,
Oh,
we
wait,
don't
your
have good power. We don't have good power
Your
supply
power
here.
went out.
So
Oh wow! I thought we just lost the
Yeah.
video
Oh
for you.
no.
No,
How-
it's a Nigerian thing. Don't worry.
How is your computer still on? Is this gonna last?
I think it should at some point. So, anyways,
Okay.
yeah, I hit the homies up online, and they were able to do a fundraiser. And as of that time, I think it was 2018. Dem Skates just launched their company, and they were like um, the hottest chick in the game as of that time. So like everyone was like trying to get their hands on
Yeah, some
them
Yeah,
908s.
skates. Oh, it's
There we
pause,
go.
man.
we're back.
Yes, let's go.
Okay, okay. So yeah, and Ryan Lowy was the one who was actually like communicating with me more with Philip also, like they were all together. And Ryan asked me, I was like, Dan, what skates would you want? And I was like, I really don't know, but the damn skates look really cool. I like the damn skates, and he was like, "Don't worry, we'll get it." And they did a GoFundMe and got the damn skates. Also, Matt Mikitu was also involved, and you know, it was so incredible. Like, I got my first pair of proper aggressive rollerblades. That whole
Yeah,
initiative was, I think, that was like one of the things that really made me have huge. I felt like really loved and accepted by the international rollerblading community. Like I never like, and I think that was probably the first international package or package I ever got. It felt so incredible. Like I'm putting the skate on my pillow and I'm like slipping. It's like
Yeah.
no
it's like
way. That's so cool.
it was such a beautiful experience, man. It was such a beautiful experience. I was so grateful to like everyone who got involved, and John Julio of Dem Skates, like the Dem Skates homies were like also really looking out for my looking out for my progression and things like that. And that was a 908, and I was riding that and pushing and pushing and pushing and being more active. And I got a message from Caleb Austin Smith from Iowa in America, and Caleb is like, "Yo, Dan, I really love your skating, and I love your energy, and I love what you're doing." I was like, "Okay, thank you. It's awesome," and things like that. He's like, "You'd like to come out to Nigeria," and I was like, "Huh? Huh?" Like
They want to
what?
visit you.
Like, yeah, I was like, "Really? Are you joking?" He's like, "No, he's serious." And Caleb was scared, anyways. He was really scared because you know how dangerous it is in Lagos, and he's never traveled internationally before, and this was really scary and creepy for him. He's like a white dude going to meet some stranger, stay in his house, and things like that. And yeah, it happened. Caleb was here in Nigeria, and he also came with some skates. He came with some aggressive skates
Oh, nice.
on him, and me and him with Tosin and then a couple of other homies that we've been rolling with together, you know, we were just like making every rollerblader in the stadium so jealous. They were like,
With the new
no, I got
skates.
you. No, 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 not just the new skates, not just the new skates. Like the fact that like a professional, like someone who's good at this grinding
Uh,
things on skates and who's really good at skating, is in Nigeria, and me who haven't really, I'm not really being part of them for like so long, and like I'm now celebrated as like someone who is like pushing skating and all that type of stuff. So most of the freestyle skating coaches were like really pissed and had a problem with that because they wanted me to do what they were doing, and I was like, I really just want to focus on aggressive rollerblading, and I'm having someone like Tosin who was also a part of the club, and they just were like, okay, we couldn't own you or have you, we couldn't control you, so it kind of like became a rival, like a rival type of thing. They were seeing me as a competitor. So here I am with Caleb Tosin. It was just like me, Caleb Tosin, and this kid called Brave. Brave Samuel Nganga. I'm sure you must have
Bra-
seen him. Brave, yeah.
Yeah, Brave is sick.
He is really sick.
Yeah, yeah. So Brave, how it happened was like I used to roll with Tosin, and Brave used to be a part of one of those freestyle rollerblading clubs, and he was super talented. Like he started rollerblading at when he was like 5, 6, thereabout. So he has come up with all those legends that have been jumping over a ring of fire and cars and things like that. So he was like already, motivated from those guys. And I meet Brave and he's seeing me do a different type of skating and he's also curious and he's like, he really wants to also try aggressive rollerblading too. And then that's how me and him we become friends. And yeah, Caleb comes, me, Brave, Tosin, we're skating together, and Caleb is like he wants to make a video to showcase my skating in Nigeria to a larger rollerblading audience, and I was like, that's really an amazing thing to do. So we decided to film a video part slash documentary, and we went to different parts in Lagos. It was really, I feel like Caleb would be in a better position to tell you how his experience in Nigeria is. I can't speak for him, but I do know that it was really challenging for him because one, um, the no power supply, there not being light and staying in a hot environment and, experiencing the whole tight energy and like everything is like raz raz raz. Here in Nigeria we call it basbos. Like the whole craziness going on. It's like it was something he had never experienced before. So he was like freaking out at certain points, but he still kept his cool because he was like, "Yo, Dad, I trust you, man. I trust you. I hope."
If that's his first international trip, that's a crazy international trip to be your first one, like to go straight
Right.
into Lagos. I mean, I've never been there, but from what I've seen in the videos, it does look crazy. From what you're telling us, it is crazy. So it'd be like your first international trip to go right into that. That's got to be crazy. I would love to talk to him about that too. That's got to be a crazy story on his
Yeah.
side.
Yeah. So yeah, that was how it was, and then we filmed the video part slash documentary. He was in my home. He met my parents. My dad asked him a lot of questions about rollerblading and like what the industry is, and he's like, your son is really talented. He's really good at this. My dad is like, yeah, we know, but like, what's in what's in it for him?
Yeah, can we get anything going? Can we get a career going?
Some money, some money.
So how can we make this work? Of
What's
course.
that, what's this all about? Like, what's happening? Like, oh, it was such an amazing experience. But I mean, he's a realist, so he has to ask those questions.
Of
He's
course. It's a
like,
parent, it's a
some,
father.
yeah. He's like, someday you're gonna get old like me. If you're not getting anything doing what you love, it doesn't make any sense. And Caleb was like, yeah, I'm sure Dan, he's gonna go far in this thing, blah blah blah. He was just being a nice guy, telling my dad really positive things about me. I was like, okay, you okay? So yeah, we filmed the project and it was called This. It's on YouTube if you haven't seen it. That was like my first big like video part slash documentary, and it was really nice, and a lot of people did see it and they felt really passionate because he had my dad and my mom say really powerful words about me and about the challenges they face, like seeing me skating. So it was like a real heart to heart documentary video slash skating. So it's still in my heart. Like I watch it sometimes. I really cry, because that was like, me actually just pouring my heart out. So yeah,
It's
Caleb
called This?
leaves. Yeah, this THIS.
Okay, cool. Check that out.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, Caleb leaves, and oh no, before Caleb leaves, like some few days before Caleb leaves, Ricardo Lino hits Caleb on social media and is like, a friend of his, Frank Jobert from South Africa, is in Nigeria. Frank is he's a rollerblader from South Africa, and he's also a filmmaker, like cinematographer. And he was in Nigeria shooting an ad um, for a network company. So we kind of, hooked Frank up with me and Caleb, and I met Frank also, which was really a very beautiful experience, because he has also been pushing the South African rollerblading scene and things like that. So it was nice to talk with someone from another part of Africa and sharing his experience. So also, Dom West messages Killer and tells, it's like, tells him he has seen what he's doing out there and it's so beautiful, and was asking Caleb if it's safe, what are the challenges he's facing out there, like how is he staying with Dan, just questions to confirm and to know what it's like, and Caleb tells him, and Dom and Caleb communicate, and then Caleb is like, yo, Dan, Dom says he would like to come to Nigeria to like film you a project. Like, that's so sick. I was like, oh, what? Like, really? Like, another person who wants to come again? Like, yo, that's
No
like
way.
totally, that's like totally cool, Like,
Yeah.
I told my parents, they're like, huh, we have to make the rooms bigger, or like, like places, lots of people are coming. Like, we need to have a big place for people to come now, make big meals and things like that. So, it happened. I chatted with Dom, and he told me about like his plans to want to come and have a proper documentation of the Lagos scene and like showcase what it's like. And he was telling me he'd like to come with Leon Humphreys. Leon was the person Dom had in mind to come with, you know. And I don't know what I said though, but I was saying something about it's better to come with a black person, like someone who's like black, so that we won't have two foreign guys moving with me, and then some people will see it as a way to maybe mug us or like come up with us with a gun, thinking you guys have money.
Right.
So like someone who kind of like has a representation of an African and looks like an African that would blend in, and it would make more sense to have like two Africans and one white guy so that we can protect the white guy pretty much. You understand? Yeah. Because it was just me and Caleb, so it was one black guy and one white guy. So it's like balanced, So I think Leon Humphreys was like he wasn't gonna have the time to make it, and then there were also talks of getting Be Free in it, and then Dom reached out to Be Free, and Be Free was like, yes, 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 like he was so juiced, he was so pumped,
Yeah,
he was like,
definitely.
yes, and with Be Free, it was just like smooth, like everything was so smooth. He was like ready, get everything done. I really feel Biffy is like the true example of a ninja. Like he doesn't carry so much. He's very slick and very compact and just does his thing. He's like my idol. He's so cool. So yeah, he was ready. Dom was ready, and boom, they were in Nigeria, and here we are, streets of Lagos.
And that was one of the
That's
best
so
skate
cool.
videos I think ever done was Streets of Lagos by Don West. Everything he makes is incredible, but like him going to Nigeria is right up his alley for a style of filmmaking, and to be able to blend skating in with that worked perfectly. And I've watched that numerous times too. It's like not that often where I watch skate videos these days like multiple times. So that was definitely one of those videos that I saw more than once.
Yeah, it wasn't easy for Dom too. So we're in the streets of Lagos segment now. So yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. So ask me questions you want to ask concerning the streets of Lagos. I'm down.
Yeah. What was it like to have Be Free out there and Dom? Like you got a white guy out there from Australia. You got Be Free. Like you said, it might have helped with the balance, but how was it? Because Be Free's still from America, so it might be culturally different for
Yeah.
him as well. So. I'm wondering what that experience was like for them and you.
Oh, for Be Free, he just felt like he was like, how would I put it now? Like he was in some Western movie, something like that. You know, it was like
Yeah.
I felt like he was in some Western movie. Maybe he was gonna see like horses or like people like with spears and swords and things like that. You know, he was like ready to like get down and like stuff, and it was so beautiful. You know, for him, the only challenge Beef he had was the fact that like the roads were really terrible, and his setup he had a anti-rocket setup. So we were traveling far distances on skates. So he was like, you know, like yo, like I mean, he was like keeping up and everything, but he was like, you guys are really tough. Like riding anti-rocket setups, like moving around, you know,
It's not
and we
California.
were moving. Yep, and while moving, there are like buses, dilapidated buses, like blowing smoke on your face, and like market people on the road, like it's all hazy, the way stuff is happening, lots of action, like it's just like so
Yeah.
fast paced and things like that, you know. And that was it. Like it was such a crazy experience for him. Same thing for Dom, you know, the way it was for Dom because he's the one with the visual aesthetic of what he wants to portray concerning the film. You know,
Hmm.
we are just we're the ones telling the story, but Dom is the one with the eye. She's the one who knows what he wants to showcase.
Hmm.
So it wasn't so easy for him because um, I remember this one time when we were filming because we have how Lagos is that we have the island and the mainland. So the island is like the place for the bourgeois and like the rich people kind of thinking,
Hmm.
and the mainland is the place for working class, middle class people. So we stay on the mainland, where the power supply is shitty and the roads are bad and like everything is terrible. So we always go from the mainland to the island to skate. So there was this one time we were on the island filming, and you know, police is like there, and then there's this police guy who was like, if he catches Dom, he's gonna like take his camera and like mess him up, and like we're like so like fast that like before they could even think about like stopping to catch us or whatever, we've like gone and disappeared. I was the
Ninjas.
one who, yeah, I was the one who heard the police guys because in Lagos when you go to the island to film a project or a movie or anything with a camera, there are these guys that work for the local. They're like hoodlums, like touts. They're like really aggressive, and they're like in communities and things like that. They're like so rugged and so rough. They can like break a bottle and like stab you on the street, and nothing is going to happen. So they're called area boys or agberos in Lagos. So whenever you're filming on Lagos Island, you need to go with like a police escort or an army escort so that those guys won't come around because they can just come on your set and like break all your lights, break all your camera equipment, stab someone, kill someone, do something if you don't give them money or something like that. And I think the fact that like we were on skates and and most of us were black, were black people, and it was just dumb. People were a little bit skeptical on approaching us where they were like, oh, like if we go, we don't know if they have a gun or things like that. So Dom was also a little bit worried because he's like the only white guy moving in like black space, and he's worried what can happen. Like his life is on the line, and he has to like, also trust me on the places we go to and the things we do. And they're
Hmm.
saying you don't bring out your camera at this point, you wait at this point, we have to run and dodge at this point. So
Wow.
many crazy things. It was such
Yeah.
a it was such a rough, like very rough and tough experience that like I think you need to have a really strong mind to like run that type of project. Like most people just think, oh, it's like just come and put your camera. It's like Dom had to put his life on the line to like film streets of Lagos. Beefy had to put his life on the line. Caleb had to put his life on the line. That's how it is when you're in Nigeria. It's like you're not sure of tomorrow. Like you might just like die today, because it's crazy. Anything can happen. So for them to like have that strength and faith and believe in the project that we wanted to do was just something not so many people have. And I think that's what carried us through the whole project. And I think that's why when people watch it, they can really feel the spirit behind it, like
Wow.
there was so much was put into it.
Wow. That is crazy. That is some perspective. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a perspective that I think a lot of people from the States and some Western, most of European countries and around the world wouldn't be able to understand or relate to on the filming basis on a day to day with skating. Were there any close run-ins? Were there any like close calls with anything?
Yeah. There was this one time we couldn't get a transportation back to the mainland, and me, Caleb, Be Free, Brave, who else again? Tosin, I guess. Okay, Jay too. Eventually started hanging out with us, and we flew a bike like a motorcycle one way on the highway back to the mainland. It was so insane. Like cars are coming fast paced this way, and the motorbike is like going that way because we couldn't get a bus back. And riding motorbikes was local motorbikes was illegal, so they had to like go one way so the police won't be able to like stop them or catch them. And they were driving really fast. Like after we stopped, the motorbike stopped us at the mainland. Like Dom was like, "Yo guys, are we alive? Did we make it? Like, are we good?"
Wait, motorbikes are illegal?
Wow.
Yeah, like it depends on the motorbikes. Like commercial motorbikes, commercial, like the ones whereby you carry someone on your motorbike and take him to a certain place and pay him a fee. It was banned by the Lagos state government as of that time. So anyone who's riding a motorbike, if you get caught riding a motorcycle, like commercial, and you get caught, they will arrest you because it was banned as of that time. So we couldn't find a bus back home. Normally you take a bus. We couldn't find a bus back home and it was late. And we found these two motorbike guys, and we're like, we just take the risk. And they just went one way with the cars, like cars are coming and they're like, just going all through. It was just so insane. Like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I wish that was in the
Wow.
video. That sounds crazy.
Oh, I'm sure. Like, if Dom was filming that, like, he would be scared to film that. Definitely, he would just be like, "Let me just get safe in one piece, please." Like, it's like next level stuff.
Holy crap. Skating in Lagos sounds like it's like another world pretty much. And you've kind of talked about a lot of the struggles already. It sounds like just in general filming streets of Lagos. What other part of the struggles are there? There's like bad streets, you say. It's like hard to get around sometimes. Like how are finding street spots, skating different street spots? Like how is all that? Like what's the struggles in that part of skating?
Well, like when it comes to street skating, it's also very, very challenging because um, most of the places that have the best spots are like schools and you know offices and companies and hospitals and things like that. And due to how aggressive most of the freestyle rollerbladers in Nigeria are, and most of them do publicity skating, and they're like really rough and like where they can be really aggressive. It kind of like has created a certain image of rollerbladers in Nigeria. So like people don't like us. They don't like rollerbladers because of the people who have been doing it since the inception. Those guys I told you about that like jump through the ring of fire and like do those crazy things and sketch wildly. They've like we've had quite a number of like some of those kids from the ghetto like steal from people on skates and like probably like beat people up on skates and do some really nasty stuff that some people just kind of like have a bad impression about rollerbladers because they'll be like, oh, I was going on one day and one rollerblader met me and was asking me to give him my phone or give him my wallet or give him my money or something like that. So when they see you on rollerblades, they automatically just believe that, oh, you're going to rob them or you're going to do something crazy to them or steal whatever, because of the way those rollerbladers from the ghetto have been doing over time. So it really put a bad image on rollerblading out here. So whenever you go to some place, even if you speak nicely or talk nicely, they just label you bad, bad. We don't want. And they'll like bring out a gun and like point at you and tell you like they'll shoot you
Wow.
and things like that. Sometimes it could like grab you and like put you on handcuffs and label you a criminal. Like that's the end. Like
Wow.
so for me, basically, I'm always very careful choosing where I go to skate, and I'm always like you know like I don't know how to put it. Like be very very quick. Just do it and run. Basically, especially in some really high security areas where there's some stuff happening. So it's more like every day I go out to skate, I'm like, yo, I could get shot or I could get arrested or something can happen. So be it. Whatever, just do it.
Wow.
That's real.
That's something that I think yeah, like again, a lot of people from the States don't even consider when going out skating, and that's such a it's just intense that that's just such a part of it, and so foreign and crazy. But I wanted to ask you about the community of skaters around. So from when you started, it seems like you've influenced some people to do more aggressive, and it seems like you're also connecting with skaters in other African countries and starting to like. There was like I think a friend from Ghana that you were interacting with, and have you been able to like successfully like get people to be a part of skating, like skating? Like, what's it like since you've started to where it is now?
I wouldn't want to brag though. I don't like bragging, but yeah, whoever I have blessed with rollerblading, yes, yeah, whatever. So yeah, there are quite a number of people that like I have crossed paths with, and not just rollerblading, but like change your perspective about life too. For them, they had like the wrong motive or the wrong ideology of what it should be, things like that. So yeah, the homies in Ghana, guys like Darling Sam, Asari, the Welts guys, we love to skate Ghana. Their guys I've met and they've been like really passionate about rollerblading and they're still keeping the scene alive there in Ghana, and it's so beautiful to see them, keep doing that and keep progressing. Here in Nigeria, currently I'll just tell you the truth. Like I'm just by myself right now skating because most of the homies like Brave, like Jay Moresh and a lot of those other guys like Tosin, like they're not as passionate as they used to be before. You know, they're not as passionate as they used to be before. Like how tough it is out here to like even get food to eat or to even like survive, and then you're doing something that you're not getting instant result from it. I mean, if you're not strong at it, you will quit.
Hmm.
So I don't blame them. I just feel like it's circumstance. The situation they're in. They're like, yo, I can't do this anymore. So some of them have given free skates, free gears, they like sell it to have food to eat or to like be able to move around. And yeah, I've just told myself that like I wouldn't let that let me down. So I just like skate by myself now, do a lot of DIY filming, explore sports in different parts of Nigeria, and yeah, just survive. So yeah, that's it.
It doesn't seem to have stopped your motivation.
Hmm.
From when I first saw you to where you were out in rec skates on Instagram to where you are now is there's been so much progression. Like I still like see like you do some tricks and I'm like, wow, like when like you were first like learning some like I'll eat fish brain for the like the first time I saw you do that, or like messing with these like some are new school style, like even like the trendy style tricks that are kind of happening today with like the little nuances and stuff like that. So it's cool to see that you're so motivated and like still pushing so hard, and it's really like cool to watch from this side.
Hmm.
um but
Yeah.
what do you where do you see like the future of, do you think, do you have like a perception of where skating is like on the global scale? Like where do you see skating, rollerblading going moving forward? Or because it seems to be a bit of momentum behind it.
Well, I think currently rollerblading as it is right now, there is so much disparity in the industry. I'm not gonna lie. It's like there are these guys here and they're like this guys here and they're like this guys here and they're like this guys, like everyone's like different people, different energy, you know. So yeah, like look at us in Africa, like we are Africans, so like in Africa, you know, there hasn't really been anything. Like I wish I had like someone I could be like, yo, this is one African that has like really gone far and has a wider perspective of what rollerblading is and has met people, has socialized, has been involved in a lot of projects and things like that I can look up to and you see and like learn from and see him as a guide. Kind of like what Soichiro Kanashima is doing in Japan, whereby he's brought up guys like Yuto Goto and Fujiwara and all those people, and like really
Yep.
guided them. Like I wish we had someone like that in Africa. Someone who isn't just looking at the money, but is really putting his life on the line to like make things happen. And some people look up to that person and believe in that person and want to follow suit. So most times when we ask for support to international people, kind of feels like we're a burden, to be sincere, because they're like, oh, really like far away and sending stuff to you is like really expensive, you know, flying you over to America or Europe is also very expensive. But then just I don't know how to put it, but I just feel like just it's like we're all watching each other's cups. That's how I see it. I feel like if we keep watching each other's cups, I mean each other's plans, like everyone just keeps watching their plan for us to grow, rollerblading will be better. Like there won't be no disparity. I think that's what's needed. It's all about supporting each other rather than who throws the biggest hammers or who grinds the biggest handrails. Like I feel skating should be enjoyed by everyone, and there shouldn't be no disparity or no beef. Like if you want to push skating to whatever level you want to, fine, so be it. But don't try to make someone else do the same thing before you classify the person to actually be a rollerblader. We can all enjoy this beautiful sport called rollerblading without no sentiments, without no dude, why not bend your knees so much on that back farm, or why not do like this and that? I mean, that's his style. I mean, look at guys like Scott Blackmore from England who created his own style. Guys like Harry Abel, you know,
Hmm.
all those guys who do weird things on skates. Even Eugen Einin has like evolved to doing something spectacular with his
Hmm.
tricks and things like that. He's not trying to be like anyone else. He's just enjoying his skating. So I feel if we can all just respect that and like support as much as we can, rollerblading will be better. And as for Africa and Nigeria, I just feel like what we need is awareness and investments, basically. If there's some way of like investing and creating some type of awareness and buzz and have the right infrastructure and good management, not having someone who's biased, the sport will thrive. So that's just it.
I
That
love
was,
that.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
completely agree. I love that.
Yeah, that was perfect. Your head's definitely in the right spot. And skating, I mean, rollerblading seems like it's been there for a while in Nigeria and Africa. Um, but aggressive skating seems relatively new. So there's still so much room to grow there. If you look at aggressive skating in the States, how it kind of like grew and changed and fluctuated so much over the years. Like Nigeria, aggressive skating in Nigeria and Africa still has so much room to grow, and it's still so new that people will recognize it. And with all this loving community that we have right here, now we have it to start it and back it up with. So I feel like it's prepared to blow up more in Nigeria and Africa, and I hope that definitely does happen. You opened up
Yeah,
like
we need more people. We need more people like Caleb Smith, Dom West, more people to come out here and like, you know, have their own experience and their own story. Let it shape them. Let them have some experience to like come out here, stay for a while, know what it's like to stay without power, know what it's like to stay without all those your privileges, know what it's like to stay and worry about not waking up tomorrow and then go back to your country and then have a thought about your life and know how privileged you are. Then you actually understand what it's like to actually be doing a sport like rollerblading in a country that gives you no room or space to even express yourself. So yeah, we just need more people to actually see things from our perspective and hopefully, get to appreciate us for who we are. No hard feelings. So yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people have. I mean, not a lot of people, but a few people have visited you guys in Lagos, and hopefully more people do show up in the future. Are you able to travel more? Like, if you wanted to go to Winter Clash, are you able to do that? Are you able to see more of the world in skating?
Well, due to the pandemic, no, and lack of funding, I'm not able to travel. But if the opportunity comes, why not? Why not? Why not go? I'm down. I really want to like meet up with the London homies, and also meet up with the homies in New York too. Like Austin Paz, the New York City is super cool. Like it's so cool
You got to come
seeing the
out.
New York City. Yeah, and like you guys have like really cool creative people out there, like Christian Delfino, the photographer, and lots of really cool people like JP,
Hmm.
and it's just so amazing seeing how guys like you, Billy, have like really grown over the years and like touched various people in positive ways, with sharing and giving. So I think that's what it's supposed to be, like networking. I feel like rollerblading makes all of us brothers and family. So with our own little family, we can all just come together and just support one another and
Hmm.
keep going.
Hopefully the pandemic stuff starts to die down eventually. I think it's looking like that
Yeah,
might start happening, which is good news. And man, I would love to see you out in New York.
that would be
It would
so
be great.
sick.
Like the energy of like you at like a big New York event, like Bashi Pope skate off would be super cool or something like that, man. Yeah, that's cool. That's got it. We got to figure out a way to make that happen. So we'll figure that out. That's cool. I'm Austin.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I know you had a
No,
few questions.
I,
That's a good
I was gonna
question.
say that'd be funny. I could picture Dan being one of the rare people who come to New York to skate and like, oh, this is easy. Like nobody else says that who comes to New York to skate. Like everyone kind of struggles. They're not used to skating around from spot to spot. The streets are a little rough. They're rugged, but that's sounds like a cakewalk for you if you came to New York. You'd be like,
Yeah,
oh, this
right.
is easy. You would just kill everything.
Makes sense.
I would definitely love to see that. But so you mentioned before that you're pretty much most of the scene in Lagos. Like a lot of people kind of like started falling off or go in and out of phases. So what keeps you motivated to stay skating then? Like how come you haven't fallen off like some of these other people? How come you're always like the only one still in it?
Well, it's because I'm trying not to give in to. I'm trying not to give in to. What would I call it now? It's like everyone is giving in to chasing the inevitable, like just chasing shadows. That's how I see it. Like you're chasing shadows, man. Like you're like, yo, I really don't want to rollerblade. I'd rather just like do this and do that, and then it's like there's still no assurance. For me, rollerblading just keeps me on my toes every time. because every time I go out skating, I'm humbled, you know, because I still fall on my butt. I still find it really difficult to learn tricks, and I'm out there trying to push my limits. So I just I just appreciate life better that way. Every day it's a new experience, new possibilities, unlocking, you know, new dimensions and things like that. It's just so beautiful, and I think that's just what's been keeping me moving. The constant elevation of my soul, of my spirit, to just become a better person. That's basically how rollerblading interjects with my life. It's like, it helps my soul become and for me to grow, and just see things better from a more brighter perspective outside the negative energy, the war, the fighting, the chaos, the madness. So yeah, that's it.
Wow.
Very few negatives come from skating, so that's a good enough reason on its own to be still in it. We should we open up for questions soon, Billy?
I think we should open it up for questions soon, unless you had anything else.
Well, a few other things I wanted to mention. People asking like the Patreon and stuff like that, so I figured we could move on to those if you wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Want to keep it going?
You want to
Cool.
do some Patreon questions?
Yeah, we'll do the Patreon questions first. For anybody who's watching live right now, if you want to ask a question for Dan, we're going to move on to questions in a little bit for the live chat. Half our super chats go to Dan. Help out support him and the Legos crew. And we will get to those the super chat questions first. So we're doing the Patreon questions right now. First one is from Dan Bond, who asks, he says, I'm really interested to know how they source parts. I imagine importing is expensive and possibly unreliable. Are there suppliers or distributors in Nigeria?
Well, we only have one guy, but he's not really a distributor. He's more like um, where they bring like roughly spare parts and things like that. He just goes there and like grabs what he can and then puts it in his shop. So you don't really get a chance to get like the latest model of a skate or brand. So you might just be getting like Roosies from 1999 or Salomon from the 90s or something like that. So if not that, then I just thrive on good homies sending me their wheels or their bearings, and yeah, that's just how it's been going.
And what is, I'm sure like import fees and taxes are probably the main reason, but is that like the main reason why it's hard to get skates in Nigeria?
One of the biggest reasons why we can't get the skates is not just the import, because people shipping things are even more complex and complicated than blades. People still ship them into Nigeria and still sell them. So I don't really think it's the cost of beauty. I think it's just the need for it. Like if there's a market for it, like people are in need of these things and people want these things, trust me, like a lot of people go into skate distribution. You just see it everywhere, like rollerblade shops, pretty much. Like if we're having annual skating events and like we're having big sponsorships from big brands and things like that, it's becoming a thing. Almost everybody will want to go into skate business because then it'll be like, oh, it's creative. People are doing it. Let's start importing. So yeah, it's just awareness.
Yeah, awareness definitely seems like a big thing to get us started. Is there, just out of curiosity, do you guys have like any kind of contests or events out there that maybe could gather aggressive skaters somewhere where people could like see you guys skating and stuff like that, like at the stadium or whatever?
Yeah, I did one type of contest one time. I mean, I think I've done like two contests pretty much. The first one I did when I came back from Johannesburg from our convention. It's called Christian Skaters Africa. And they gathered like different extreme sports like skateboarding and rollerbladers from different parts of Africa and brought all of us in one place, and they were preaching the word of God about Jesus and telling us how we should be disciples and go somewhere and preach the word of God, and at the same time use extreme sports as a way to also get people out of negative stuff. And as they're skating and doing what they're doing, they're also knowing about God and knowing about the right way and do good and things like that. So when I came back from Johannesburg, I did like a contest after that convention, which was really nice. And after that, recently I did one for the girls that were in the Shinobi Blade clan. We had like a few girls who were like rolling with us, in which most of them, due to the pressure and how the society is, like they're not so active skating anymore. But I did like a little contest for them, gave them some Shinobi t-shirts and buttons that I made, and yeah, I think those are the only two contests that I've done. But I'm hoping in future I could do another. But considering the fact that like I don't really have that much guys that are really active in the scene anymore, it's like it's really hard though. But I guess if you put like a big prize money, like people just show up from nowhere and be like, "Guy, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Exactly.
What do you want me to jump? Should I jump over a ship? What? I mean, how much is it? Like a
Yeah,
plane? What? Anything? I'll do it, bro." So,
that usually helps.
The Ring of Fire is going to look like nothing after all that.
ah,
But contests and events like that are good ways to gather to keep people's spirits like alive in the sport, keep people motivated, bring in sponsors like companies who might want to sponsor the event and stuff like that. So there's like a lot of pieces that happen, even if it's 10, 15 people that come out, like it's still helping the sport grow, the scene grow. We've had events like that over the years as well, where not that many people showed up, but it's a reason, an excuse for everyone to get together. And I feel like that's helpful enough to keep everyone's spirits moving.
yeah. I mean, I told the guys in Ghana, the We Love to Skate Ghana homies, about that, and they recently did a skate contest in Ghana, which was so fantastic. I couldn't go because they wanted me to show up. Shout out to Montana and We Love to Skate Ghana homies. Like they did a small contest in their own small community, and long jump, high jump, really cool stuff, and people turned off, kids. It was so beautiful to watch. So yeah, I really love like collaborating with my fellow African brothers, and keep pushing things forward and seeing how we can get Africa, you know, to bigger places. I'm also aware that there are also some Africans from Africa that are living in Europe, like places like France and America and the rest. Like Diaby, I think Diaby is Senegalese by birth, and like he moved to France, so he's not actually France. He's like he has like African roots. So I don't really know if he's in contact with like his brothers in Senegal or there's a scene there. But like, I mean, for someone like that who's like a world champion, it would just be nice for him to like go home and see what he can do in his community. Those type of things go a long way in helping the community. Basically, I mean, if I had the opportunity he had, like if I came from the slums, I mean, like coming from the tough places here in Lagos and going out there and being exposed to those type of things, it would just be like the best thing to like come back home and invest. So there are a couple of Africans in diaspora who I feel, yeah, they should just take it upon themselves to like give back to, come back home and see what they can do. Guys like Frank Steve. Frank Steve is Cameroonian. He's also from France. So yeah, those homies just basically that's what we need. Our brothers out there supporting. That's it.
Sick.
Yeah, I definitely agree with all that too. We'll keep it moving with our Patreon questions. The next one is from, his name is Same Boat, but his actual name is Mark. So Mark says, I got a lot of questions. Well, he has 3 questions here. He goes, I want to know what changed since Streets of Lagos. How is Victor's shop going, and what setup are you riding now? Oh, we lost him.
I think we lost him. Yeah.
I didn't even have that screen open. Here we go. He's back. I think so. Here we go. We had a good streak there going. But now that we have you back, let me reread the question from Mark on Patreon, who asked, uh, he wanted to know what changed since the streets of Lagos. How is Victor's shop going, and what setup are you riding now?
Okay, for Victor, I'm not gonna badmouth anybody. I love being myself. Yeah, he's a nice guy, but he's a businessman. So we were supposed to like work together and you know, maybe support, it's like have a collab type of thing whereby we'll be under his small shop as like riders for his shop, so he can give us like bearings, wheels, whatever we need to like drive and would promote his shop. The idea was chipped in. I told him the idea. Beefy also told him to, but I guess he really doesn't understand. So yeah, that's where it is with Victor. As for my setup, I'm currently riding the Danny Bear 909 and Oasis frame. So yeah,
Nice.
so
And
yeah.
also, has anything changed since Streets of Lagos?
Well, yeah, the only thing that has changed is the fact that like um, my parents basically are really more supporting now than they were before. They're like, okay, we really respect what you're doing, and we've seen how far you've come, and we give you our blessings and we support you. My parents are really supportive, and I'm like, I have like more faith in myself doing what I'm doing, and I have a more wider understanding of how the rollerblading industry is compared to before, you know, and um, yeah, the fact that like most of my homies aren't really actively skating because as of Streets of Lagos, there were like lots of homies who were like down to the aggressive rollerblading, but now they're not doing aggressive rollerblading no more. They're now doing freestyle skating or publicity skating, and we don't kick it as much as we do. I'm just like skating more by myself. I think that's just the only challenges at the moment, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's good to hear that it kind of changed your parents' perspective on skating too, and yourself too, more motivating. It motivated us too. I was motivated from that piece as well, and
Yeah,
all the
that
way on this
was
side of the world.
incredible.
So, yeah, Dom definitely
Yeah,
showed
it
that.
is. It is. It is. Trust me. Like, I can't speak for anyone, but you know the audio for the Streets of Lagos was recorded. I think it was recorded like um, almost the last day Dom was going to leave Nigeria. Either the last or the second to the last day Dom was going to leave Nigeria. And in Nigeria, because of we don't have power supply, we use generators. In Nigeria, we put like petrols and generators and start it, and that's how you you source your own power yourself. So everyone's generator is on at night. Like everywhere's like like so much loud noises. And to record the audio was a big problem. Dom was like, damn, how are we gonna do this now? So we have a store in my house. We keep like kitchen utensils and jerry cans and funny things. And it's like a very small place like that, close to the kitchen. So Dom was like, okay, we'll do the recording in here. I was so uncomfortable, but like that was where we stayed to do the recording.
It sounded legit. Like coming from a filmmaker perspective myself, it sounded really good. So you guys did a great job with that, and it's crazy to hear that
Yeah.
you're everyone uses a generator for power, like a petrol powered generator. So I could picture that all day and night. You hear da, 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 da.
Yo,
That's
it's
crazy.
really it's a big problem, and it also kills a lot of people here too. That's also one of the biggest challenges here in Nigeria. Carbon monoxide poisoning, like, and
Oh wow.
the way buildings are structured here in Nigeria is like really terrible. It's like someone builds this house like this, and there's another house like this, and the generator is like facing this house, so it's like the smoke is just like pumping into someone's room, and like while sleeping at night, like your whole family could just like die due to the carbon monoxide from poisoning.
Wow.
Whoa.
So it's that bad. It's that bad.
That is gnarly. I wouldn't have expected that at all. Sheesh. We have one more Patreon question. We're going to move on to the super chats for the live chat. But Rito Burig asks, how do people react to rollerblading in Nigeria? So I'm guessing just like the locals. I was kind of curious about that too, because like when you skate down the street, are people like rooting you on? Like, yeah, that's awesome, that's sick. But you also said that people think that rollerblades have like a bad image. So like,
yeah, some people are like, yeah, some people are like,
yeah.
get down from there.
So you have both sides of it then. It's both. It's mixed.
Yeah. I think it's the same thing all over the world. Wait, what are you doing there? What are you doing there? Get out from there. It's like so hilarious.
So that's pretty common then, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
It's universal.
Sometimes you just have to like, maybe be nice with them. Like,
Yeah.
So far, like, it's like, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Some like it, some don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. Yes.
Okay. Well, we're gonna move on to the live super chats right now. First one from Them Skates with a very generous super chat. John Julio said, "Much love, Dan." No question, just showing some love over there. FTS.
Thank you, John.
FTS just said fam. I guess showing some more love.
Pat is a real friend of mine. I love Pat so much. Shout out Pat. Love you, brother.
Pat is the man. Shout out Pat Ritter.
Yeah.
Renee Dillon says, high five from California, Blader.
Thank you very much.
Again, just showing some love, as well as Surf Blader Michael Keeney, who just wanted to say amazing. I guess he's loving the show. A lot of people in the chat loving the show right now. Cody Lampman, super chat, thank you so much. Says thank you for the endless inspiration.
Cody is the real monk, man. He's the real monk, the real Zen monk. he ghosts and come back and is like ashes. He like ghosts and come back and is like phantom. Cody, what's gonna be next, man? I gotta be like, what's next?
Cody's a silent
so
killer.
cool.
He just comes out like once a year, once every other year with like a random
Yo,
fire
he's like-
edit.
Yo, he's really cool. He's really cool.
Super chat from Tree Rudolph, who says, God, I appreciate Dan's passion and resourcefulness. So
Yo, he's awesome, man. He's like the most flexible guy in the industry. Try Rudolph.
yeah. Oh yeah,
He's
definitely.
Awesome. Yes.
He's Gumby. He's the real life Gumby. GV Games says, just a little something. Keep skating, man. Just a little motivation right there.
Thank you.
Drunk Beats
Thank you.
super chat says, killing it, Dan. This might be
Thank
our
you.
first actual super chat question. Chalkiness says, top 3 skaters.
My top 3 skaters? Oh, okay.
Yeah, your top 3 skaters. Your
It's
favorite
a-
3 skaters.
Yo, that's the hardest question ever, man.
So hard,
I really
yeah.
can't. It's hard. It's like, yo, why are you putting me in a tight spot, brother? Why? I have. How would I put it now? I have so many inspirations. So many inspirations. So I think I would start with the people that actually, helped me on the pot. So one's got to be Philip Moore for sure. Two's got to be B3, and the third one. Now this is going to be really hard now to pick a third one. Okay, the third one is everyone who supports me. Yeah, I'll just keep it that way.
Yes,
Everyone.
that's perfect.
Yes.
Very cool.
So, yes.
That's a great
Yeah.
answer. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have another super chat question from ESG Visuals, who says, what up?
ESG.
What up, Dan? Loving the podcast and stories. Has there been any proper photo documentation out in Lagos?
No, we need that. No. We need proper documentation because if that proper photo docu series is done and you send it to like a lot of this embassies, you could like they could like be down to even want to support that. Like it's never been done, and with those type of things, like I even think that's how most creative in Nigeria is. Like Nigeria survived. Like they try to get some of all this international embassies and like do some of all this creative stuff and see how the embassies can like support them and like take for example, I'm hoping to do a festival soon because we are currently out. Well, it's pretty unfinished though, but I'm hoping to finish it. I was working on a video part titled Diamond in the Rough, which is a photo of the last one I did. I put on YouTube called Isoceleste. So we've been filming for a while, and I was like, okay, if the video part is ready, I'm going to also try and do like a festival, which is going to showcase the new film, do some merchandise, maybe do a zine, and do a panel discussion and grant a proposal to like an embassy, see if they'll give me a grant, and also see if I can do a residency in one of those countries, like either France, London, or even in America. So that's like basically one of the projects I'm, hoping to see come to life. So yeah, there's never been. So ESG, if we can make it out here and make it happen, it's gonna be fantastic. Yeah.
I smell a trip, Eric.
Uh-oh.
I smell that trip. ESG
That'd be sick.
making it out there. That would be sick. If he made one of those books, like a Streets of Lego style like book, because he's made a one from the pandemic in the Bay Area. Ooh, that would be money. What was with that one? Weren't you on the cover of a magazine or something like that, Dan?
Yeah, I was.
What was that
I
about?
was on the. Oh, that was a lifestyle magazine from France. Lifestyle magazine. They were going to different parts, different countries in the world, and like documenting dynamic and beautiful things there. So they came out to Nigeria and they found me and did a small documentary, photo docu stuff. And luckily, they were like, "This is the most amazing thing we've seen in Nigeria," and like they set up, they just wanted me to grace their cover. So that was it.
Wow, that's what an opportunity that was. Not even like a local magazine, a French magazine. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really big. It was really really big because like one of the I don't know if Hugh Laurent is watching this, but if he is, Hugh Laurent is like an amazing dude. He told me he used to send photos to Daily Bread back in the day, and he has met John Julio and has met a couple of rollerbladers. He's like a photographer. He's based in France, and he was one of the photographers that came with the crew to Lagos to do the documentation. So when he met me and we started talking about rollerblading, I was like, "Yo, this dude knows rollerblading. This dude knows what's up." And I think he was also one of the person that probably maybe facilitated me appearing on the cover, because I guess he was inspired and moved with what he was seeing. So yeah, shout out to him.
Hell yeah. We have more super chats still coming in. Like we said before, we split our super chats with our guests. So if anyone has any more questions or anything, let us know. You're watching live. Also, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel while you're at it. Ding. We have another super chat from Chalkness who says, Nelson asks, how can we get more skate parks in Ghana?
Well, I feel he should just like be really close friends with the South Ghana homies. Yeah, dude, like irrespective of the fact that like the skateboarders are always the ones building and creating and erecting structures. Yeah, the skateboarders are mostly always doing that. It's nothing wrong in us all coming together and putting our heads down to do something creative. So I feel you should just like, yeah, roll with the Sub Ghana homies because they have created and they have like the first skate park in West Africa now. They've made the first skate park in West Africa. So it's basically just community development, coming together and community funding. That can happen. Currently in Nigeria, the skateboard slash fashion company in Nigeria called Waffles and Cream are currently working on a skate park development here in Lagos. Um, and if it happens, it's also going to be a big thing for us here in Nigeria because it's going to be like the first skate park that will be open for people to have proper access to. Anyways, there's also a skate park in Nigeria, but that it's more of a private skate park. You can't even go there because it's only meant for foreign expatriates that work for a construction company based in Germany called Julius Berger. So there are experts, there are workers who travel from Germany to Nigeria to come and work with their family. They just created like an estate for them, so it won't be like they're missing home. So they have like a skate park and games and things like that, but they don't let anyone from outside come in. So
Oh
yeah,
man.
It's fucked up.
it's been there for over 30 years.
Oh damn.
30 whole years, man, and like it's locked to the outsiders. I luckily got in recently. I luckily got in once, and they reported me to the security people.
How long did that session last?
Oh, I got like at least 4 or 5 hours.
Oh, I got
Yeah,
a long time.
Wow.
That's a big
That's
session.
pretty good.
yeah, yeah. The guy who let me in was he's an instructor, a skateboard instructor. He's teaching some white kids how to skateboard. So he's the only one who was let in with a permit. So, and it's up north. I stay in Lagos in the west, but the skate park is up north in Abuja. Abuja is in the north. So, my girlfriend does a music festival here in the north in Abuja, and I just saw it as an opportunity to like go out for the music festival and support her, and at the same time also check out the skate park, the hidden skate park. So I hit the skateboard instructor up and I tell him, and he's like, "Oh, there's so much trouble with it, and so much this and so much that." And I pleaded with him and I asked him, and he decided to give it a shot. Luckily, they didn't disturb him. I got in, but with the tricks I was doing, I think they probably got intimidated or something, or felt like this guy's a threat. Don't let him in. Yeah. So yeah. That's just it. So yeah. To answer Nelson's questions, just collaborate with the skateboard community, with the homies. Just be part of the community, and yeah, well, just all just put heads together and make things happen. I think that's how it's gonna work. No hates, just love, basically.
Cool.
Everyone's
That's a
got
good
to help
answer.
each other to get a skate park going. Our last super chat for now, at least, from Bobby White, who asks, "What's next for the Shinobi Blade Clan?"
Oh, like I said, we're working on a new video part called Diamond in the Rough, which is yet to be released. And most of the homies, the original Shinobi Blade Clan homies, don't skate anymore. Like Brave doesn't skate anymore. Jay Morash doesn't skate anymore. Tosin also. So it's just me at the moment. I'm the only Shinobi Clan member who is still standing. Hopefully, oh yeah, there's a guy called Jiga Emmanuel who he basically also started his aggressive rollerblading journey in Nigeria. Oh shit, I should have mentioned Jiga since. Okay, yeah. So there's a guy in Nigeria called Jiga Emmanuel, and he started his aggressive rollerblading journey meeting some guy who was taught by some guy that I taught. And he's been practicing by himself, and he stays in a different area far from where I stay. And we meet up um, once in a while to do projects together. So I've been filming his part for the Diamond in the Rough project, but because he goes to university, um, we're not always together all the time. But I think, yeah, it's basically just me and him that are active members in the Shinobi Big Clan currently. If you check the Shinobi Clan page, Jiga Mano was the one who wore the ski mask and did the Phillips 66 on the slab stuff there. So yeah.
You're holding it down, Dan. You're holding it down over there.
Yeah.
Cool. Everyone, thank you for your super chats. And Dan, again, thank you for taking the time to talk with us and share everything. And it's been such a illuminating episode so far, and just really cool. So I'm going to take some of the questions from the live chat, and our first question comes from none other than Robert Guerrero, legend Rob G. And he says,
Oh, gee.
"What is the source of Dan's positive outlook in life and perspective?" Great question.
Oh my God. Oh, I would just say, I would just say it's just the quest. It's the, what's the word I'm going to use now? It's just that crave for joy and peace, basically. I love where there is joy and where there is peace and where there is, calmness. So I'm always looking for that peace in myself and in my spirit. So if I'm not like skating, like maybe if I'm doing something, there's so many reasons to get really angry and really depressed here in Nigeria. So I just tell myself, yeah, I need to get myself, you know, in the right track on the right place. So I just go skating, and yeah, that is it, Rob G. Just go skating and absorb the positive energy that comes from it. So that's it.
I love that.
Dude, I can
I
feel
love
like
that
you and
answer.
Rob G getting along like this.
Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah. You and Rob G would be best friends. Um, shout out Rob G, and great answer.
Ciao, Rob G.
Danny Twitch says, and I'm curious about this too. Do you play any musical instruments?
No, I don't.
I saw you trying to play the guitar in like one of your videos.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it was on the one of the trips to Ghana with Brave. Like the first time I took Brave, that's Brave. I took him out of Nigeria and we went on a skate trip to Ghana. We met this Rasta guy who like just plays his music, Rasta music, by himself on the roadside, and like nobody wants to talk to him. So I just went to him and I was like, "Yo, Rasta man, how you feeling today? How's everything going?" And he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm feeling irate. What's good?" he was so he was so cool, and like we started laughing, and he was like, "Yo, you know how to play the guitar?" I was like, "No." He was like, "Yo, come, I show you, no problem. Don't pay me, no, I don't need money. Just come, let's vibe." And like, yeah, I was trying, but couldn't spend so much time with him because we had to do other things. But I think, yeah, it was an awesome experience.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Um, we got a couple more questions we'll take before we end this amazing episode. It's been so much fun to hear from you, and yeah, it's been really cool. Aaron Hollins, I think we touched on this a little bit in the episode, but I guess we could ask it again. What's next for Nigerian skating?
Well, just evolving basically, like having rollerblading workshops and having like a really positive platform for young people to come and actually express themselves without worrying about anything. They're like, oh, the same way people get up every morning, to achieve things, to get things done, is the same energy they'll bring coming to skate, and they just use that as a way to become positive individuals. So setting up that type of like organization or community, which basically is what Shinobi Bay Clan is. So hopefully in future, um, we'll have more people and the community will be more, will be having more people, and then we'll be there to stay and grow and travel the world and meet more people and keep doing what we love to do. So yeah, that's it.
Cool. Okay, we'll take one more question from the group, and it's Jack Quinlan, favorite music
Jack!
artist currently.
Jack. Yo, Jack, shout out to Jack. You know why? He sent me a donation one time when I was really struggling financially. He's a realist dude. Like I didn't even like. He was just like, "Yo, Dan, like I love your skating, and I find it really hard to like travel to sports, to like go to sports to skate, or even have food to eat, or like water to buy and things like that." And like I was just so down, and like I was chatting with Jack, and he was like, "Yo, Dan, don't worry, man, I got you, bro." And then like sent me a donation, so he's cool. Shout out
Nice.
Jack. Yeah. So favorite artist, music artist right now. Um, I'm listening to so many music right now, but I think my favorite music artist right now is my girlfriend though, because she's an OG in the electronic techno scene here in Nigeria. She's been doing it for like so long, and she's been exposing me to a whole lot of stuff. So yeah, G is my favorite artist right now.
I feel the love in that
Yeah.
answer.
Very cool.
Yeah.
We have a last minute super chatter from Santiago Ramos, who says, "Much love to all the African blading community." So
Thank you.
big shout
Thank
out
you.
to Santiago. This has been awesome, Dan. Thank you so much for coming on the show and doing all this. Everybody in the live chat, thank you for watching. Before we leave, is there any last words that you want to say before we sign off here?
Well, I think I've said it all, but if there's one thing I need to say again is um, never try to be like anyone else. Never try to walk in anyone else's shoes. Never try to seek or covet what doesn't belong to you, because your star might be brighter than someone else's star, but you wouldn't know if you don't look deep into your heart. So yes, always stay true to yourself and believe in yourself. So yeah.
Yes. Oh man, dude, I gotta say, Dan, it's been incredible. Thank you so much for giving all of that amazing energy for everyone and for all of us to absorb. And we just gotta keep reciprocating it. And yeah, it was a really cool episode and great to have you on. And look forward to seeing everything in the future. And we gotta get this guy out to the States or to London or to New York very soon. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Let us know what you think if you like this episode in the comments. Thanks again, Dan. It's been amazing.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Dan, all
Shout
the
out
best.
Jump Street Podcast.
Hell yeah, Dan. This is
Yeah.
awesome. Enjoy the rest of your night, man.
All
Thank you so
love.
much. Much
All
love to
love,
everybody.
guys. Yeah.
We'll see you all in the next episode. Peace.
Bye.